Hi everybody, welcome to the South Australian Sports Show. I hope you can stay with us for the next hour. There is plenty coming up on the show. We're going to have the international roundup, of course, with the great Barry Curtin. I'll bring him on in a moment. Southern Footy League, Craig Warman, the Prez, is going to come in and join us. Athletics South Australia, Debbie Meach and Holly Beecham. Debbie Meach, of course, one of the coaches and the vice president of the Western Athletics Club, but Holly is a superstar runner in the 100 and 200 metres. Baseball, we've got the CEO, Sarah Kelly's going to join us. Riley Moore's going to come in and have a chat. Central Districts Footy Club, Wyatt Patterson, they're having a bit of a tough year, the doggies, he's going to be in. And Matt Moss is going to come in, a boxing man who's set up the decompression session to help people that are battling some mental illness. So plenty to talk about on the show. As I welcome the man who's sitting on top of the ladder with his footy club at the moment, Barry Curtin. Baz, how are you?
Oh, top.
Top. So you can stop because you are top. Yeah, hey, let's talk about it quickly because I've spoken to a heap of people, not Power supporters or Richmond supporters, that said that game has restored my faith in footy being a good game again. Yeah. The reason being that not at any stage did they kick backwards. The ball was always going forward, and it was an exciting game. I mean, Richmond got on top going into the start of the last quarter. It looked like they could get it. Then some amazing passages of play by both teams.
Brilliant.
Was it one of the best games you've seen this year, or the best game?
Oh, it's the best game.
I reckon you're right.
Clearly the best game.
Yep.
No drama at all. As you said before, very rarely you see two good teams like that, who are in your face pressure type teams, right in your face, even though they were. Neither of those clubs look backwards when they get the footy. That's what you notice in other games.
Yep.
They get the footy and they immediately turn around and look that way. Why are they doing that when you're kicking that way? This has always got me. But I thought Richmond and Port Adelaide both put unbelievable pressure on each other, but they went that way. They went forward. They looked forward first. And that's what you've got to do, I think.
All right, you're sitting there, mate. Charlie Dixon straight in front of goals and misses, and you would have dropped Charlie, you would have dropped your head a little bit, and then moments later, he gets one from the boundary corner that probably gets you 2 goals up, and on the back of the crowd of 10,000, it sounded like 150,000.
Didn't it?
It's almost a lift in the group, though. Charlie has that impact on the group, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
And then when he kicks that goal and the big fist goes up and the big bicep and everyone's all over him.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's the moment where they went, we're away?
I think,
I mean, they were playing well enough anyway. That moment seemed to just ignite them a little bit more.
Yeah, it did ignite them. It did, but what it did was it ignited the crowd.
Yep.
That's what it did. So all of a sudden you've got, as you said it, you got 10,000. It sounded like 50,000 for sure. It did. When you were sitting watching on TV, you wouldn't have known there was 10,000. You would have gone, wow, that's a packed stadium. Because that's what lifts. You know, it's an old cliche, mate, but you know yourself. You would have played against in front of some really big crowds for the Sixers. And when the crowd is going berserk, don't tell me that doesn't give you that little bit of...
No question.
Just a fraction. It only needs to give you a fraction, doesn't it?
Yep.
And it gives everybody a fraction, then boom, you're away. So they can get you over the line. I think I made a statement on social media that I thought that the crowd should have been named in the best players. And I meant that. I sincerely meant that because they were loud for 10,000, and not to 10,000 were not all Port Adelaide supporters. No. Richmond had a few there as well.
Yep.
They got great support all over Australia. So they had their little area behind the goals. So maybe you're looking at 8,000. But wow, they should have been named in the best players because they were loud, Phil.
All right,
and they did get them going. It was just a great game. And yes, I could have killed Charlie early in the game. If he wasn't 6'8" and 200 kilos, I would have taken him to the cleaners.
All right, I had a quick look at some of the stats of last year because we say a week's a long time in sport. Well, a year obviously is a long. So just 4. There's other ones, but I want to give you these 4 or 5, mate. So a lot of talk about Ken Hinkley's contract, and it's going to start up. Yeah. And I have a genuine concern, and I reckon that the club and Ken both need to come out right now and say we're not discussing it. Yeah. Your manager. We're not discussing it. Now, if you want to behind closed doors, fine, but we're not discussing it. Last year it was a big distraction. Yeah. They were 10th last year. They're sitting currently top of the ladder. Yeah. And we saw a similar thing happen when Malthouse wanted to continue his contract. And they were motoring along nicely. Then suddenly all the talk about it might want to go on next year after they'd already really appointed Buckley to go on. Yeah. And we'll never know, but I reckon that impacted on them having a chance to win the grand final. So there's that one. Then St Kilda, I'm a Ratton fan, and I have been for a long time. Yeah. 14th last year, sitting 3rd at the moment. I know they got a bit of a whack.
Carlton.
Well,
should still be coaching Carlton.
All right, let's have a talk about Carlton then. And I agree with that. Carlton are going well. I'm not disputing that, but the way I read it and the things I hear, I feel like they're in second or first spot.
And they're not.
Last year they were 16th.
Yeah.
At the moment they're currently 13th.
Yeah.
So we're focusing on just my point of view. I'm going, it doesn't make any sense.
Point, mate.
And I want to know, I feel sorry for Goody. So he's been taking a bit of a whack the last few weeks. They've got a couple of wins now, so there's a bit of breathing space. But
Adelaide and North Melbourne, though, Phil, we've got to be careful with the wins.
I agree with you. They're not big wins. But last year, Melbourne finished 17th.
Yeah.
They're currently sitting 9th.
That's right.
So when you have a crack at a bloke 2 weeks ago, I reckon the Prez might want to rethink to where they were a year ago, because I don't reckon Goody's done that bad. Just quickly, because we're going to get at the wind-up in a minute, the Crows sat at 11th last year, currently on the bottom of the ladder at 18th.
Yeah.
Are they going to be better or are they going to be worse for this season?
Oh, mate, that's a tough question. I'm really struggling to find anyone who's going... No, I will find someone. Himmelberg. He showed against Collingwood to me that he could be the boy. He could be the one for Adelaide to lift him up the ladder. He's a big kid, took some good marks, gets around the ground a little bit, got a little bit in him. I don't mind him. Before that, I couldn't pick anybody. Anyone that they've recruited, McHenry, Chase Jones, any of these blokes, look at their stats against Collingwood. Not good. Schomburg, not good. You look at, you're talking about 4 possessions, 5 possessions. That's not good enough. So Himmelberg, I think he would have warmed the hearts of a few Adelaide fans against Collingwood. I think because when I watched that game, I thought, wow, he's not bad. This kid's going to be okay. Yeah. He will be okay. You know what the only problem is? Keeping him. Phil, I mean it.
Well, no, the record hasn't been good at keeping players. I can't defend him on that one. Hey, we're off and running. Hope you can stay with us. We've got a lot of great South Australian sports people coming up on the show. Stay with us.